All right, let's talk about a serious hustle. What if I told you you could build a really profitable business without being the expert, without owning any of the equipment, and get this, without doing any of the actual manual labor yourself? Okay, let's dive right into this, because today we're breaking down the art of subcontracting. This is the absolute core truth we've got to start with. We're so often taught that the money is in the skill, being the best plumber, the best designer, the best cleaner. But the real leverage, the real power, is often one step removed from the work itself. And that's exactly where this idea comes in, to be the plug. What does that even mean, right? Well, it means you're the connector. You're the person people call when they need something done, simply because they know you can make it happen. You're not doing the heavy lifting. You're just making the connections that turn other people's problems into your profits. So how do you actually become the plug? Well, the secret is a business model that's been around forever, but it is absolutely perfect for today's hustle economy: subcontracting. Let's break down what it really is. At its heart, it's basically a matchmaking service, but for business. Think about it. Your value isn't in holding a paintbrush or writing a line of code. No, your real value is in your phone's contact list, your ability to build trust, and your skill at negotiating a deal where everybody wins. Let's just boil it down even further. 3 steps. That is it. 1. You find someone who needs a job done. 2. You find someone reliable who can do that job well. And 3. You connect them, you manage the process, and you get paid for it. Simple, right? Okay, you're probably thinking, this sounds great in theory, but where can I actually do this? The beauty of this whole model is just how flexible it is. The opportunities are, well, they're literally everywhere, across dozens of industries. Just think about the possibilities for a second. You could pitch cleaning services to a local office and then subcontract a reliable team to do the actual work. Or hey, maybe you land a small construction repair job and you connect a trustworthy fundie to it. You could even offer event decor for a party and then hire a creative designer to handle the setup. I mean, from graphic design to wedding photographers, the list just goes on and on. So the most crucial point here is this: your primary role is quality control and relationship management. You are not the technician, you are the project manager, the trusted link between the person who has the need and the person who has the skill. All right, let's get to the most important part. How do you actually get paid? How does the money flow from the client, through the worker, and finally into your pocket? Well, there are a few key ways to do it. So this slide breaks down the 4 main ways you're going to get paid. The most common one is markup. That's where you quote the client a price, you pay your contractor a lower rate, and you just keep the difference. Easy. Then there's commission, where you take a set percentage, say 10 to 20%, of the total job. For really simple connections, you might just earn a straight referral fee. But the real goal? Securing a monthly contract, because that gives you recurring revenue for coordinating ongoing work. You know what? Let's make this really tangible with a simple, everyday example. Let's talk about a carpenter and some kitchen cabinets. So imagine this. You find a client who needs new kitchen cabinets. You listen to what they want. You present yourself professionally. You build their trust. And then you confidently quote them 50,000 shillings for the job. And because they trust you to handle everything, they agree. Now what do? You make one call. You reach out to a talented carpenter you already know. You explain the job, and they quote you 35,000 shillings to build and install the whole thing. And boom. 15,000 shillings. That is your profit. You don't cut a single piece of wood. You didn't lift a hammer. Your work was making the connection, ensuring the quality, and managing the client. That right there, that is the power of being the plug. So you're probably getting pretty excited thinking, hey, I can do this. And the great news is you can. The barrier to entry is incredibly low. You don't need a huge loan. Let's look at what you actually need to get going. This is your starter pack, and I want you to notice what's not on this list. There's no expensive equipment, no fancy office, no big staff. It's all about your network. That black book of contacts is your most valuable asset. It's about your communication skills, building trust, and crucially, having clear written agreements to protect everybody involved. Now, let's talk about some real-world tips to go from just starting out to actually succeeding. First, always be crystal clear about expectations. Your reputation is everything, so you have to vet your partners carefully. And here's a pro tip for you. Present yourself like an agency, even if it's just you and a phone. Perception is reality. Ultimately, this isn't just a business tactic. It's a fundamental shift in how you think about work and about value. It really is about working smarter, not just harder. Now, let's be really clear about something. This is not about tricking anyone or being some shady middleman. This is a legitimate business model where your value is absolutely real. You give clients a single, vetted, reliable person to deal with, and you give skilled workers consistent jobs. You are the engine that makes the whole thing run smoothly. And if you take away only one thing from all of this today, let it be this. Your most powerful skill can be your ability to connect. That skill alone, if you play it smart and build a rock-solid reputation, can be worth more than any single trade out there. So the question I'll leave you with is a simple one. You've got the model, you have the mindset, you have people in your phone in your neighborhood who have skills, and you have people who have needs. You are the plug. So, who will you connect today?